Hello there, fellow gamers. This is DM Nell, and I'm back with another episode of Tonight We Game. I wish tonight we gamed. Unfortunately, tonight we don't game because it's Friday, and we don't game on Friday. Well, sometimes we game on Friday, but that's wargaming at my buddies, and that's every other week. This is an off week, so sorry, too bad for me. But anyway, on this episode of Tonight We Game, I want to talk about something somewhat serious, as serious as gaming can be, um, which I don't think can be very serious because, after all, it is a hobby, but it can affect our lives in various serious ways. And this was actually inspired by a Facebook post that I saw and responded to earlier today, and it was from a person on the D&D local D&D Facebook group here in Kansas City, and I got the sense that this was a younger gamer, and basically the gist of this gamer's post was that he was getting a hard time, particularly from his parent, about being a gamer and specifically being a dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons. And basically his parent was telling him that he was wasting his time. So I read this and I immediately felt bad for the this person, simply because I think we've all gone through our periods where we have had to explain or apologize for, or at least try to avoid conversations regarding this hobby that we love. And it's really a shame that we have to do that. Now, of course, there are people out there that don't. They wear their hobby and their enjoyment of the hobby proudly as a badge of honor, and that's great. More power to you guys and gals. I think that in this day and age, it's actually easier to do that. But growing up in the '80s, at the height of um, at the start of and the height of the Satanic Panic, it was not easy being a gamer or a nerd for that matter. And I was both, and it was tough. And so I can definitely appreciate this gamer's position that he has an authority figure or somebody that he looks up to. Um, Obviously a parent, giving him a hard time about this hobby. So I responded, and I think it would be. I think my response was appropriate enough to share on my video, just in case there are other gamers out there that watch my videos that ever feel like you have to be put in a position to explain why you like gaming, tabletop RPGs in particular. And first of all, let me just say that you don't have to explain shit. This is your hobby. If you enjoy it, if you gain any satisfaction out of being a tabletop RPG gamer, it's nobody else's fucking business. You know, it doesn't hurt anybody else. It doesn't affect anybody else other than, of course, the people that you're gaming with, and maybe your immediate family. If you have responsibilities that you're shirking for gaming, then that's a different story. But just being an active gamer and enjoying the game and the hobby responsibly, like any other hobby, there's no reason anybody has to explain this or apologize for it, or even acknowledge other people's curiosity, or their desire to poke fun at you or whatever you're encountering. That's bullshit, and you should call them out on it. And that's how I really feel about it. But if there are people that are genuinely, yeah, curious about why you are a tabletop gamer, um, I went ahead and jotted down a few things that, being a tabletop gamer my entire life, which spans from the early '80s up until now, um, what has done positively for me, and what it continues to do positively for me. So I only have 8 jotted down here. I could probably come up with some more, but then we start getting into some overlap and some gray areas. So I'm just going to stick with these 8. So the first one is I've always been an introverted person, terribly introverted. I never liked speaking in front of people. I never felt comfortable sticking my neck out, being noticed, having the spotlight put on me. And that really, really was painful growing up. Being a tabletop RPG gamer, particularly being a dungeon master, dungeon master, has really helped me come out of my shell and has helped me to be a better presenter. It has helped me feel comfortable in front of groups of people. I can actively engage in conversation with people I barely know and not feel like I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth. Well, I probably will, but not feel like I'm going to have a heart attack or burst out into a nervous sweat. And that would have been unthinkable for me as a young person before I became a tabletop RPGer. So that is one example of something that being a D&D player has actually helped me in my career as an adult. And I don't really see how I could have gotten this way to be comfortable with being able to talk in front of groups of people and to make videos like this if I hadn't been a tabletop RPGer and a DM. So that right there, number one, is worth all the gold right there. All right, number two, it's enabled me to maintain friendships for 40 plus years. So I take it back, not all the gold, because this is also immeasurably valuable to me. I have a close knit group of friends. We keep in touch with each other daily via social media. Every other week or so, we get together to do gaming. Every Tuesday night, I have a segment of them that I play a regular online game with. And so I've been able to maintain friendships for 40 plus years with not one person, not two people, but a rather large group of friends. I don't think a lot of people can say that. And this has been, directly attributable to us having the common um, interests in gaming, all types of gaming, not just tabletop RPG gaming, but of course, TTRPGs were a big part of it and are a big part of it still. Number three, it helps me manage my stress. I have a stressful day at work. All I need to do is to start working on my next campaign or to start reading through my RPG books, and my stress level comes down like that. Nothing is more therapeutic for me than to immerse myself in this hobby. So that is also extremely valuable. Number four, I have a daughter. It's the only child I have, and for a father and daughter to have a common interest, that's hard to come by. Um, and we managed to share an interest in gaming, so I find that to be invaluable as well. Being able to talk and to share a hobby with my daughter is gold, pure gold. Number five, it provides me with a creative outlet. So, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an artist until I realized that I probably wouldn't make very much money as an artist. And so I had to actually get a real job. And I've had a real job ever since. But I've always had a creative side. I'm still an artist. I still have this creative desire. But in my real job, there's zero ways of expressing that. And so I need an outlet for my creativity, and my TTRPG gaming provides me that outlet. Not only does it give me a chance to do creative writing, it also gives me a chance to design maps, design tokens, to draw pictures of my gaming groups. I can express myself artistically, and the my hobby really enables me to do that, and it really sparks my imagination to keep that creative interest going. Number six is I make money off of token sets that I sell on Roll20. So not only do I enjoy the RPG and I put a lot of money into it, I also get a lot of, or not a lot, but I also get some money back. Now, I don't do it for the money because there's not a whole lot of money in it, unless you make it a career, which I don't. I only have 7 token sets right now. In order to actually be a supplementary income for me, or replacement income for my real job, I would probably have to have, probably about 400 or 500 sets out there that regularly bring in income, which I don't. So, but I still get a little bit of money. And with the little bit of money that I get, that enables me to pay for my subscription to Roll20. It enables me to buy some token sets that I like off of Roll20. Sometimes I use it for other purposes. So I do get a little bit of money off of my enjoyment of this hobby. Number seven, it kept me out of trouble mostly as a youth. So, growing up in the 80s, we didn't have the internet, barely had video games. In fact, most of the video games we had were in arcades. And given some of the shady characters that showed up in the arcades, I very easily could have gotten into a lot of trouble. And the spark was there. My friends and I still wonder to this day how we managed to survive our teen years, given some of the stupid shit that we did. But I can only imagine how much stupider I could have been with some of the shit that I did in my teen years if I would have had more time on my hands. As it is, I spent a good chunk of my time immersed in my hobbies, and D&D was a big part of that. So I am thankful and probably still alive because of the fact that I had hobbies that kept me off the street and kept me out of trouble. And the last one I'm going to talk about here is the cost factor. Now, there is an investment. No, there is no doubt about it. If you're getting into tabletop RPGs, there's investment there. How much of an investment depends on how much you want to get into the hobby, and in what ways you want to get into the hobby. Now, in today's day and age, you could very easily get by spending no money at all. The D&D rules are the basic rules are free. You can download those for free. The uh, what am I thinking of? The virtual tabletops. Thank you. The virtual tabletops that are out there, if that's the way that you game, generally have a free mode. I know Roll20 does at least. So you can play for free online. Of course, you have to have internet and all that stuff, but assuming that you have that already anyway, you could play for free online, or you could go to your local gaming store and most likely find a game there for free, or you could just call your friends over to your house, sit in your living room or your basement or wherever, and you can play with the basic rules. You need nothing more than the basic rules in your imagination and a group of friends to share that with. That's it. You could play for free. Of course, if you want to immerse yourself, as I have, with all this, um, and all the books that I purchase, and my shelves full of books, cards, um, adventures, miniatures, my stacks of unpainted miniatures that are keeping me alive, all of this. Of course, you're going to sink thousands of dollars into the hobby, but it's not mandatory. You could very easily be a gamer on very little investment, but it is much cheaper to be a tabletop RPGer than it is for most other forms of entertainment. You go to the movies these days; it's easily going to cost you $10 to $20 just to get in, let alone buying popcorn, buying a drink. Um, even subscribing to things like HBO Max and Netflix and things like that, you're paying a monthly subscription for that stuff. Um, Video games, you're paying $60 a shot. Sure, you're getting a few hundred hours worth of entertainment out of that, but once you play through the game, you're done. You get a player's handbook. You could use that resource for an infinite number of games. all you need is your imagination, and you can roll up characters all day long. You can come up with new scenarios if you have the DMG and the monster manual, and you could play forever just with those 3 books. And that's what, $150 investment. If you get all 3 books for retail price, you can get them probably for half that off of Amazon. And you could play with those 3 books for life. So it I would say it's a much cheaper option than entertainment option than most other sources of entertainment you're going to find out there. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to say about this topic. That Facebook post really made my heart go out to this guy or gal. I'm not sure if it was a boy or girl, male or female, but or in between. But I definitely felt for them and wanted to address this just to get it off my chest, if for no other reason. So it's off my chest. Now I feel better and I can enjoy my weekend. So thank you very much for watching another episode. If you have any comments or if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button on YouTube or leave me a comment, and I'll be happy to engage with you. Otherwise, I will catch you on my next video. So happy gaming. I'm out.